First off, let me take issue with the title of African American. We're Americans. And the blacks that currently reside in the United States of America are not from Africa. Those sorts of terms that society has come to use are divisive in nature.
Now, the Europeans have a dilemma because they've lied to us so much and we have forgotten so much that if they stand up to tell us the truth, would we believe them? The majority of the people who call themselves African American right now, if you tell them they're not from Africa, they'll give you hell. Am I right? Yes, we are. Now, can you imagine you're getting that feedback from them? Can you imagine what they would say to a European who now try to tell them they're not from Africa?
In Egypt. And yeah, so I'm still kind of tired right now. But I did promise that I would do a video for you regarding the information that came to me. And it was definitely meant to be. It is a big mind-blowing, it's mind-blowing. It's something I kind of already knew, but I wasn't sure, okay? First of all, okay, it starts with the inhabitants. The original indigenous inhabitants of this planet, planet Earth, the original Terrans, are the black people. Not African people, I'm saying the black people. And what came to light, thank you so much, Jarrett Johnson, one of my friends on Facebook. He sent me this amazing video, and I'm going to plug it in underneath, and you all need to watch. We have been lied, folks. We have been duped, believing that the way that the Africans came over to America was through a ship, through the Atlantic Ocean, okay? And they were brought in from Africa as slaves. They were brought in, you know, from Africa to Haiti and all these other places as slaves, right? Well, that's completely false. The truth about them, the true indigenous Terrans of this land, is before planet Earth was colonized, the whole planet was ran by the true Terrans, which are the black people, okay, or brown people. Well, I'm part brown, Mexican, I don't even know what you want to call it, but you know what I'm saying. You think about it, even in Mexico, the Olmec head has always baffled me because I thought, wow, the Olmec head, he looks very African. Well, of course. They're the true Terrans of the land. And it's so funny because they have been very oppressed for many, many years. One of the most oppressed races in the world. Why? And why are they, when you think about it, being made fun of, being called slaves, being called all these horrible things? It's because it's going to blow your mind because a lot of you are not going to believe a lot of this, okay? You're not. Let me try to put everything in order here. Sylvia Browne, she's one of the most well-known, renowned psychics in the world who passed away a few years ago. She's my favorite. I love her very much. Even she said the same thing. She said her spirit guide, Francine, told her that planet Earth belongs to the black people. And I knew this back in 2006. And I thought, oh, it belongs to, okay, the Africans, it all originated from Africa. Life originated from Africa. But there's something else they're not telling you. No, it did not just originate in Africa. There were people, the inhabitants, the Terrans of this planet were inhabiting the whole planet, which was Pangea at the time. Okay? So, with that being said, they deserve to be in a higher position than most on this planet. They are the true Terrans. They are more native than the Native Americans. The Native Americans, which I'm a quarter of, they came from Siberia. I knew that, though. I had an idea they came from Asia because they look too Asian. I'm like, why are they looking so Asian, right? And they're beautiful, too. And they're all beautiful people. Everyone's beautiful, okay? They look so, they're so cute, you know, like the babies that are born. My mom used to tell me when I was real little, I looked very Asian when I was really young. I said, why do I look like a Chinese baby? Because I look really Asian. She goes, oh, well, you're part Native American. And I said, but why aren't Native Americans from Asia? So we're finding out a lot of truths that are now coming out. And this is something that Sheldon Neidl spoke of. Sheldon Neidl, look him up. He is the Syrian, he is the contactee of the Syrians. No, he's not a channeler. He is a contactee for the Syrian Star family. If you want to call them Star family. I mean, I know it sounds really bogus, folks. I know it does. But you have to know the truth. You got to know where you come from, okay? So I found this out back in 2005 when I went to Hawaii. I went to one of his lectures. I didn't even know he was going to be there. That was the funny thing. My friend Eddie was the one who he was my mentor, Arabic mentor, actually. He was the one who told me about Sheldon Neidl, and then I end up getting this feeling, an invitation to go to Hawaii. So I go to Hawaii, and then before you know it, Sheldon Neidl's on that freaking island, and then he's having a freaking workshop. So meant to be. I even ended up in one of the workshop videos, which was funny. I don't look the same, though. I look different. I look totally golfed out. But anyway, he explained everything to the T, that there were 50 tribes in Atlantis, Atlantis or Mu. Hold on one second. Yes? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. I had to pause. But this is a very important thing. That's why I didn't want to pause it and then start. This is a very important information I have to share with you. So I was led to go to Hawaii for a reason. And, it's just so funny because I put this out in the universe and I'm like, what am I here for? When life kind of tends to slow down a bit and you're just like trying to question what the hell your mission is anymore. I've been doing the secure creditor thing for a very long time. And then it's just I just feel like I'm at a dead end. Like nothing's really moving forward with anything. Like we're not getting anywhere. What the hell's going on? And I asked the universe a few days ago, I said, can you please tell me what it is I need to do more? I mean, I'm here to serve. Tell me what it is I need to do. And out of the blue, something happens. I get this message from one of my friends. He sends this video and I'm like, oh my freaking God, I got to put this out there. But anyway, this is why I'm doing this video. So anyway, when I went to the lecture with Sheldon Neidl, he explained everything to a T where everyone came from. The Caucasian, the Europeans, the Asians, we all come from different star systems, okay? We all come from different star systems, Sirian, Palladian, Lyran, whatever. We all come from different star systems. And we colonized, or our ancestors colonized on this planet. And one of them is known as the Anunnaki. It's some Atlanteans. Some Anunnaki was good. Not all of them were bad. Okay, if you want to read more about Zecharia Sitchin, he has a load of books about this. And he talks about how Enki and Enlil were brothers. They were the Anunnaki brothers, and supposedly they were master geneticists of the human race. I don't really know about that. I don't know. But that's what I was hearing. But Enki was a good guy who was for the human beings, and Enlil was kind of the bad guy who was like, no, destroy them, So somehow, somewhere, our DNAs were tinkered, and we were genetically manipulated into human beings, and the first humans, the first Terrans of the planet, were genetically manipulated as well, because they weren't just, sprung as just, black people. They have a genetic something within them as well, because they were manipulated, but they were the first ones on planet Earth. And then they ended up bringing in more different races, and they genetically manipulated us to include one of the Terrans, DNA as well. Okay. I know it sounds very far-fetched. I know it does. I've been following this for many years, but it's very difficult to explain this to people. Because when you think about it, you have to ask yourself, why are we branded with a name and a birth certificate bond? Why is the human race branded like a bunch of chattel and cattle? Now, it's not just the black people, or just the white people, or just the Asian yellow people. It's everybody. If you're not part of the elite bunch who is the richest people on the planet, who are controlling everything, then, or the blue bloods, which is supposedly they're reptilian, according to David Icke, then you are not part of that club, okay? So it isn't good enough to, I mean, it defeats.
Why? Because when white people came to Africa, they came showing themselves as superior to the black people, digging out things that black people taught them. You know, what we don't have in our history books is that the civilization we have in Europe today was brought to us by black people. Even black people don't know that. Even many black people don't know that. They don't know that the Moors, they were West Africans and North Africans and Central Africans that came to Europe and ruled Spain. They brought civilization to us. They showed us how to use soap, how to be clean, how to behave like a decent human being, you know? All these things, we didn't know that before the Moors brought civilization to Spain. Did you know that the Moors ruled in Spain for 700 years? Where is that in our history books? It's nowhere to be found. Because why? If you are giving black people that power of having once ruled over white people, wouldn't black people start like kind of questioning, oh, we were once at that point of having such a power in a white man's country over white people, and where are we now? So of course they have to hide that history from you people, because knowing your true history is knowing your true power. And knowing your true power means you will break out from that system of racism as much as you can, because you can't. If white people will not stop racism, black people cannot stop being victims of racism. Okay. That sounds like I'm victimizing a black person, which I don't. The fact is, okay, I've said that before, I've used that example before, but I think it's just the perfect, it sums everything up. Okay, when you see a child that was sexually molested, or it mustn't even be a sexual molestation, if it was molested, would you walk up to that child and tell the child to stop whining about their molestation, stop crying about what happened to them and move on, because after all it was 5 years ago, your molester, is he not in prison? Can't you stop pulling the molester card and blah blah blah? Nobody would do that. No person that has senses would tell a child that was abused or molested to move on, or to even go out and fight against what happened to them. No, you will not do that. What you will do is you expect authorities to step up from that child and get justice on that child's behavior. But when it comes to racism, we be all in our feelings like, oh, but I'm not racist. I never owned slaves. My neighbor's cousin is black. I can't be racist. But it is not like that. I've seen white women raising black children, having black husbands, you know, and they are still racist. So you mingling with all the black people in the world is not going to make you less racist. That is just the point. That's because in the society we were not raised to understand what racism really is.
A lot of blacks know that they are Indians. And
why don't they know?
Well, they've been told that they're African American and that they came from Africa, but that they're really been here in the United States as Indians.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And they're really just given false information from the historical point of view.
The black people out here is not from Africa.
They're not from Africa.
They
Black
from,
people is from Africa.
they from out here, right?
You guys really be from out here. Africans don't even want to be funny with you.